Hi everyone, I'm back. It's been 3 or 4 days now, I guess. I tell you, when I took that tumble and hurt my hamstring, it really kind of slowed me down, so I'm sorry about that. But that's the way it goes sometimes. That'll teach me to be in a hurry. I didn't need to be rushing through my house. I did it anyway, and hey, that's what happens. But I'm feeling better, and I'm back, and we're going to talk about responder rebids. So we spent the last few days before I bummed up my leg talking about openers rebids, and we talked about how it depended on what opener had told you that they had, what responder had told opener, and what opener's hand looked like, how they would bid again, make their rebid. Well, responder does the same thing, but responder has more things to consider. Responder not only has to consider what did opener say on their opening bid, they have to remember what they told opener on their first bid. Then they have to realize that opener's rebid was based on the information that they gave them at their first bid. Opener always thinks about what responder said when they're trying to decide what to bid next, right? Often, I think responders forget what it was they actually told their partner the first time. You know, they know that they told them some information, but they don't realize, you bid, let's say your partner opens a diamond and you bid a spade, and you have 6 of them, and you think, I told him I had spades, right? Well, you did. But you have to remember that opener only knew that you had 4 spades, and they only knew you had 6 points. So responder always has to keep in mind all of that, and then look at opener's rebid and think about what they told them about their hand. And it can get a little complex. It can get kind of confusing sometimes. So I'm going to give you an example today of what we're going to be doing about probably the rest of this week. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at an auction and think about what opener told us about their hand and what we know. That's what we're going to do today. And then we're going to look at some examples of opener's rebids some examples of responder's hand, and think, okay, what did partner tell me? What did opener tell me? And what should I do next? Okay? Now, this is a little awkward because I have to hold up this piece of paper so that you can see it in the screen easily, right? So here we go. I've been practicing. Let's see if I've got it. So North was opener, and they opened 1 club, and South bid 1 heart. And North opener bid 1 no trump. So let's think about everything that was said. Well, when North opened a club, we knew they had at least 12 points and at least 3 clubs, and we knew they did not have what? They didn't have a 5-card major, and we also knew that they did not have 15 to 17 points and a balanced hand with no 5-card major. South bid 1 heart, responder bid 1 heart. They said, I have at least 6 points and at least 4 hearts. So now let's look at that 1 no trump bid. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to think about it. I want you to tell me everything that you know about North's hand. Okay? Here we go. Well, the first thing we know is that North does not have 4 hearts, because if they held 4 hearts, they would have raised, right? We also know what? That they're balanced because they rebid no trump. If they are balanced, since they are balanced, if they had held 15 to 17 points, they would have opened 1 no trump. So they don't have that hand. They have what? 12 to 14. Now, some people might say, well, it could be 11, right? Some people open with 11. Well, that's true. Some people do. But if they open with 11, less than what we consider a full opening hand, what kind of hand would they have that impels them to think that's a good idea? It's going to be an unbalanced hand, right? A hand with a long suit or 2 long suits. So when opener's next bid is 1 no trump, what they're telling you is, I'm balanced. Therefore, they don't have an unusual hand. They have exactly 12 to 14 points and they're balanced. They don't have 4 hearts because if they did, they would have raised hearts. And what else? Can you get it? They don't have 4 spades. If they had had 4 spades, they would have always told you about their spades as well. Yep. So see, there's Other things to consider. South has to think about that information and what they're going to say. Responder is South, right? And what they're going to say is, okay, well, partner has 12 to 14 points. So the first thing that they're going to think about is what kind of value do we have together? And they're balanced. So they're not counting any points for shortnesses or long suits or anything like that. They don't have it. They're balanced. They might have 5 clubs, but they're balanced. So one of the things that responder has to think about is, do we have enough value to consider game or not? If he knows that you don't have enough value for game, he's going to try and make bids that don't encourage us to bid game, right? The next thing he's going to look about is the shape of his hand. And he's going to say, well, partner is balanced. So partner's either 4-3-3-3 or 5-3-3-2 with 5 clubs, or what? 4-4-3-2, but he can't be 4-4-3-2, can he? Think about that. If responder was 4-4-3-2, he can't have a 4-card, opener. If opener was 4-4-3-2, then he can't have a 4-card major. He would have raised hearts if he had 4 hearts. He would have bid a spade if he had 4 spades. That means he has 2 4-card minors. What would he have opened if he had 2 4-card minors? He would have opened a diamond, wouldn't he? So he's either 3-3-2 and 5 clubs. 3-3-2 can be in any of the suits. Or he's going to be 3-3-3-4 with 4 clubs. Wow, that's pretty tight, isn't it? So see, there's a lot of things that you know about his hand, even though he only opened 1 club and bid 1 no trump. So you really have to think deeper. You know, you have to think about what you know. So that's one example. Here's another. Let's see if I can get this where you can see it. So opener, that's north, bid a club. You responder bid a heart, south's responder. And now what if north bid 2 hearts? What would he be telling you? And what if he bid 3 hearts? And what if he bid 4 hearts? Well, the fact that he is raising hearts says I have 4 hearts. Do you know anything else about his hand? You know he has at least 3 clubs, and you know he has 4 hearts. But since he was able to raise you right away, he really didn't tell you more about the shape of his hand other than he had 4 hearts. And he only bid 2 hearts. So how many points does he have? Probably 12 to 14, something like that. Maybe 15 if it's a bad 15. But if he had 15, he's not balanced, is he? Because if he was balanced and he did not have a 5-card major, he would have opened 1 no trump. So we tend to think of that 2 heart bid as like a 12 to 14 point hand. Okay? And 3 hearts, like a really good 15 point hand to 16, 17. Well, if he's 15, 16, 17, why didn't he open a no trump? Because he's not balanced. Right? So often, opener, when it goes a minor and you bid a major and he raises your major to the 3 level, that's often an unbalanced hand because he would have opened no trump if he had held a balanced hand. So it tends to have a singleton or be 5 and 4. He's got 5 clubs and 4 hearts, or he has a singleton somewhere. That's usually, that 3 heart bid is usually a more unbalanced hand. And 4 hearts? Well, he wouldn't have opened a no trump if he had 18 or 19, right? So we really don't know if he's balanced or unbalanced. But what we do know is that even though I only promised 6, and even though I only promised 4 hearts, partner felt his hand was strong enough for us to make game. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing the rest of the week. We're going to look at some of these auctions. Probably do 2 more of these type of auctions tomorrow. And then the next 2 days or 3 days, what we'll do is we'll put up some responder hands. And we'll see how we do in determining what responder does with the information that he figures out, right? I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to y'all. It was just not been a good couple of 3 days, you know. It's just been rough. But I'm glad to be back, and I hope you are, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.